Hey everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Live this afternoon. My name is Carlo Libertini, and I am your host for this musical adventure. And the great folks at NUGEN Audio have released something new recently, and it is nothing but exceptional, like everything else NUGEN Audio makes. It's called Halo Vision, and we're looking at it right here. It is a highly customizable, real-time visual analysis suite of plugins for both surround sound 7.1.2 and stereo and everything in between. And we're going to cover quite a bit. As a matter of fact, before we dive into our please and thank yous, let's take a listen and a look at Halo. As you can see, they're individual modules, which we're going to cover in this live stream. Talk about how unique this application is and the advantages of real-time analysis in today's musical day and age. There. Now, let's see if we go to the brand page. If you don't have Halo or you're more curious about it, then visit the links below and check it out today for yourselves. Download a demo. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and like here at Music Marketing TV. We have over 1,000 pro audio videos and live streams like this hosted monthly. And, you know, if you have any requests or options or comments, leave your creative comments below. If you're able to join me now in real time, then thank you for your time. We at Music Marketing and NUGEN Audio and myself, thank you so much. All right, so let's talk all things real-time analysis in the digital world. Now, NUGEN Audio just makes world-class plugins. And a lot of those plugins are based on their tools to help you get the most out of your mixes. Again, whether it's stereo or surround sound. And this latest analysis, real-time visual analysis suite, does nothing less than, take it to another level. So let's get started to Here I have a custom view that I created that I use on my master bus. Let's start with, let's take this in sections. Let's start with some drums because some of these modules are really flexible and I want to talk about them. Here on my overheads, for example, I have Halo. Let's take a listen to the drums now. And what we'll do is we'll take them right from about here. Now, what these modules are going to do is they're each uniquely going to provide some answers and some insight into what your audio is providing you. And Halo does it in a real elegant and easy to use way. Here you can see we have a correlation matrix for phasing, your spectrogram, meters, time, frequency haze, and all of this is completely customizable. Let me go to my drum bus and let's start from there. Now I'm going to close out these modules and we're going to cover exactly how to do everything that I'm doing right now. But I figured what we'll do is we'll start from scratch and create our own custom view. There we go. We've got a blank slate now. This is Halo Vision's clean slate. The way to get started with this, I want to cover the modules first and then we'll get into some of the presets and behavior because I think the modules are the real star here in this program. All right, now down here you've got a global settings, okay? Routing is set to auto. Now, because I'm doing this in stereo, I could choose stereo or leave it on auto. Let's choose stereo because it is a stereo track. Now, the plus sign is going to allow you to now start choosing the modules that you want for the audio you want to analyze. You may not want all of the modules on all the time, and that's why this is completely customizable. Here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different tools, different modules to use. And if you look here to the right side of each one, there's a question mark that's going to give you insight into what each one of these modules do. I like that. I always love how applications like this are so forward thinking. You may be like, oh, well, yeah, that's great. But no. This is a really handy, quick little access, because, you know, when you read these, you're actually training yourself to get the most out of these plugins. Let's start with the correlation meter. I'm going to add that, and here we go. Beautiful in all its glory. Now, don't forget, another thing I love about NUGEN plugins, this new one, is that it's completely rescalable. If you're using a 4K monitor like I'm doing right now, then you would really appreciate how you can rescale these plugins and still maintain the visual quality here. I like that a lot. All right, so let's talk about module number 1. I got my eye on the chat, everyone, so any questions at all at any time, please leave your creative comments here and I will get to them. There might be about a 10, 12-second delay between what I'm saying and what we're seeing in YouTube world, but I promise to read every one of them. So thank you for doing that. All right, back to the correlation meter. This is going to display the phase relationship between each channel. Now, as you can see right now, this is taking a phase correlation right now between my right channel and left channel and presenting it to me in this cohesive view called a correlation matrix. Now, if you're working in more in surround sound, even Atmos or traditional surround sound, you would see channels represented here and how they can all interact together. In fact, I have a view of that right here. Here, let's take a look at this. This is just a small image. Here you got left, center, right, and you've got all your surround channels. Because as I mentioned before, this goes up to 7.1.2 surround. So this is what the correlation matrix would look like with a full surround sound mix. I just wanted to give you that visual aid there. All right, back to this now. So the way this works is when you select a channel and you press the play, it'll give you a perfect insight. Now, if there was some phasing issue here, obviously this meter would be more in the yellow and the arc meter would be more in the yellow and even the red. And that would be a red flag for you. So again, easy to use, powerful, and quick. And notice up here, each module is going to have its own unique access to settings and parameters. The little menu icon right here, the X will obviously close a module for you, but the gear will allow you to now make some personal attenuations to the behavior of each module. For example, one thing I love about the correlation matrix is the anti-correlation threshold. You can actually set this value. So anytime your phase indicator goes below a certain value, it's going to warn you. So an additional advantage into the analysis, if you will. And you can set this number here by clicking and dragging right here. Okay? And you could type your own value if you wanted. There. You could also choose the color, the correlation, contextual correlation right here, what you want that value to be, and the ballistics, the speed of the phase analysis, and the peak hold. Again, you can click and drag it here. I can bring it up to about, let's type it in. I'll go 2.0, and there we go. So I think customizing modules is a real advantage because, yes, by default, they're incredibly thought out and they come ready to use. Trust me on that, especially from NUGEN Audio. But the reason why I like this is because if I put this on different tracks, for example, just on my overheads, my overhead bus, and I want to look at the phase relationship of my left and right overhead microphones, then I could, set values just for that. In fact, let's do that. Let's come to our overheads here. And this is here I've got my left and right overhead right here coming into my overhead bus. All right, let's go to a preset really quickly, and we will cover more of the presets soon. Don't worry about that. Here we go. Back to our correlation matrix. Now this is on my overhead. So this is analyzing the left and right phase correlation of my overheads. Let's press play and see what that's about. Perfectly in phase. Look at that, solid green all the way. And that is my overhead left here and my overhead right here, okay? All right, so I like that. So now I feel confident knowing that the balance between my overhead left and right is spot on. Glad we tried that. I really think that's cool. And this is important because, the phase correlation, the microphone distancing, and the way that all of that audio is going to line up with each other. You don't want any frequency canceling. You want everything to work together to get the most out of your audio. Make your mixes sound as professional as possible. These are the tools to do it. So this is the correlation matrix. All right, let's move on to another one. Now, if you remember up here, I can close this one. Let's add a new module. Now, the correlation web, by the way, see it's grayed out because I'm not using this in a surround configuration. It's stereo. But if I was actually, let me show you what that would look like. Here's a small, quick image of the web. So you can see that this would give me a correlation meter of all the phase related to all of these channels and where there could be potential issues. That's a really nice graphic there. All right, but again, we're doing this in stereo, so we don't have the web available to us, but we've got the frequency and haze. Displays frequency content across the panorama and the tonal information. I actually really like this one. Let's insert this module. Now, I like this one a lot. So you're gonna see the correlation between the tracks. I think we should put this on, actually, let's go back to our drum overhead here, my drum bus, sorry. And let's put the frequency haze on there. So we're going to look at all of the drums here. And again, I like using this on groups of audio and have personal setups representing them. Again, for overheads, for your group buses like drums and guitars. And then on my master bus, having one to show me the correlation of everything all together. Really cool. This is a great graphic. See the colors here? And you've got the frequency spectrum. The color energy is showing me where most of that energy is. You can see I've got a lot going on around here, 200 hertz. And I've got a nice spread in my left and right channel with the lighter color. But the bulk of my drums is somewhere between, below maybe 300 hertz. Let's go to the settings to get more information regarding this one. Okay. So the frequency is, here you can set your range from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, simple. Maybe you're just working with acoustic guitars. We can do a demo of that actually. And you don't need anything below, let's say 100, or any reason at all like that. You can set this so the visual that it's going to give you, is in the target range that you need to work in. So that's why you have these parameters. And the display axis right here, you can turn it on and off or hover. If I wanted to adjust this, let's say I only want to measure anything, let's go to 80 hertz. 80 is a good number there. So I want to go everything 18. Look at that, 18. I'm just going to click and drag now. Live. 71 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Now that's the information it'll give us. See, the meters change. You can also click in here and stretch and drag to give you another quick access. There's a little tip for you here with the correlation, with the frequency haze. Okay. I like this a lot. So if you remember, let's go back to the frequency haze. It's going to display the frequencies in this panorama. It's pretty evenly spread, and we could hear it, but we can also see that. But why is that important? Well, let me remind you that because mixing is cumulative, and oftentimes we're going to spend hours and hours a day, a week, a month working on certain audio, sometimes your ears may tune out something that could be potentially problematic, but your ears get used to it. That's why analysis tools like this are important, because while you're referencing the audio back in these analysis tools, you're going to see something. This is a visual aid, and you can identify it and say, wow, you know what? I got to give my ears a break. I missed that mud somewhere around 200 hertz, and now you can work with that there. So ear fatigue is a real issue, and I know, because when you're working with a lot of audio all the time, you have to be mindful and take regular breaks and use halovision. All right, so that is this one. Let's close it out, and let's add our next module, spectrum, of course. And who doesn't love a good spectrum, right? The level against frequency. It's a typical spectrum. It's very important, but it's also very, very customizable. In fact, why don't we go to our master bus here? You can see on my master bus, I'm using NUGEN Audios right here, the ISL2, to catch some peaks. I don't want to go over here. Thank you, Paul. We got a comment here. Awesome, Paul. Thank you for that comment. Yeah. It's indispensable these days, having an analysis like this in your audio, because, yeah, it is an ears first industry, but that's kind of the crutch too, isn't it? Because when you're working with your ears so much, as I mentioned before, they could get fatigued. But having a visual aid like this, I know will serve you, Paul. So definitely don't forget to check it out. Download a demo today, or better yet, just invest in this and you're investing in yourself. Trust me. Now, this is on my master bus, and let's bring in all of our instruments right here. I'll ungroup my drums, and this is a song that I've actually wrote for demos and I'm still working on, but let's have a listen and see the correlation of all these modules correlating together. Keep your eye on the spectrum right here. I love it. Love that spectrum. We're going to get into the presets in a little bit, but I want to cover the modules independently first. So a little bit more about the spectrum. Because this is completely resizable, I mean, look at this. I just love this. All right, now I'm just really having fun because I truly do love this. Let's talk about the spectrum here, this section. I'm going to go under my settings, and this is important because this application, remember, is a multi-channel application. If you're working with the view type, you can go switch to single right here, and you could choose the color. Let's leave it on green. It's going to give you a single graph showing the information of everything summed. Check it out. Okay, there you go. The left and right channel equally. But if I go to groups now, here under group settings, you can see that I have my left channel here activated. You can turn these on and off. My left channel, going to turn it on, and I made that one this orange color. And you can make them both orange, but what I did is I'm separating them out. On channel 2, I want my right channel to be this color green. So now I'm going to have a group. It's going to show me the left channel individually and the right channel individually. And you could do this for all the surround sound channels when you're working in that format. Let's take a look at this now. Now you'll see orange and green. There. Orange is what did I put that on? Orange is on the left and green is on the right. Again, customizing these modules is half the fun. And using them, of course, is all the fun. Let's go back to some of those settings. I want to make sure I covered everything. Okay, display here. Okay, average, peak hold. You can go infinite, response time, and it's all there. If you want to switch back to single, which would just show you the left and right channel together. All right. I personally like group. Now, to circle back, as I mentioned before, customizing halovision and using it on specific types of groups of material, like overheads, like a drum bus, like acoustics, like your master bus. On my master bus, I want to put it on group, and I want to see the left and right channels individually here in my spectrogram. I mean, the flexibility is amazing. So I've got a nice balance of frequency energy here. Got a lot happening around between 70 and 100 hertz, typical. I've got some nice musical stuff happening between 2 and 5K. And we're good. Okay, so that was the spectrum. Now let's go back to our drum bus again. And let's cancel out that one, and let's talk about the next module frequency location. All right, check this out. This is going to show the energy distribution. And when you're working in surround, I think this is a real bonus right here. It's going to give you a perceived location of the energy of the music. Again, in this case, let me go back to my groups, our drums, because I have this on my drum bus. So the perceived location right now, the bulk of it is square right here between the left and right channels. Let's go to the settings. There aren't any. This is pretty much as easy as it gets. If I open it up here, let's see, my location haze, check this out. As I mentioned before, I think the real benefit of this is in surround sound. You can tell by this image here, this is the surround sound version of what we were just looking at. It'll give you a location of that energy. I like that. Again, it's a visual aid. All right. So that one's pretty easy to use, isn't it? All right, our next module, let's get into our peak meters. Now, peak meters obviously are peak meters. If you were to resize this, you can see that it instantly and intelligently changes from horizontal to vertical. All right. I mean, who doesn't love meters? Come on. I mean, who doesn't love them? I love meters. When I see meters, I just think audio production, and I am ready to roll. Okay, so again, when you rescale the window, your meters will conform exactly. This is going to get even better, watch. Now from here, I love actually doing this. This is one of my tips for you. When I'm working with applications like this, I will use a specific kind of metering color on my buses. So if I'm looking at metering, I know I'm on buses. For example, you could leave it right here with gray, blue, and then into the orangey type. You got true peak, sample peak, alpha peak right here. Right now we're on true peak. I can switch it to sample peak if I want, and the maximum range here, and the peak hold time. All right. So it's very customizable. If you wanted to change a color, let's say I wanted this to be, let's say a yellow type, as simple as that. And that is a meter you can be proud of. Now, if you go to my master bus, you'll see that my meters are this pleasing light purple color, yellow into red, because I have a custom meter colors for each bus. Not each one, but my master one is separate. I love that I can do that. So if I look at this, I say, oh, I'm on my master bus, because this light purple color is what I want on my master bus. So I know that I'm metering everything funneling through my master bus. But if I see this color scheme, I know I'm on a group. You got to take advantage of these customizations. I mean, you really do, because you have to make it your own. And that's the best way any of these Audio Pro applications serve you, is when you make them work for you. Because our personalities, our styles, our mix habits are unique, and that's what makes the world go round. You know, think about it. So don't be afraid to customize it, make it your own, and it'll feel natural. You know, and why not? Colors are colors, and I got my favorite colors and you got yours, so put them to work for you. All right, so that's the meters. Now let's close this one out here, and we got, all right, time code. This is great. I mean, for post-production work and even for your music, why not? So you want to know where you are. Here under the settings, of course, you could choose frames. Again, you could have none. Samples and milliseconds. If I change it to samples, in my sample rate, you can choose right here to display your sample rate if you want it there. Okay. And you could change it as it's playing in real time. So go to milliseconds, choose the colors, and you can go back to frames if you were working with film. There. All right. So take it to the next level, if you will. All right, so let's close this out and let's create a custom view here on our drums again. Why not? Okay, let's go back to solo. Let's make it a little bit bigger. All right, so let's go to the plus icon. We'll do this together. I definitely want my phase, my correlation matrix to know the relative correlation between my left and right channels, and if I have possible phase problems. And this is going to measure the phase across all of those tracks coming into that one group bus. Let's also add my meters, of course. And as I add a module, see how everything automatically starts resizing itself to fit? But we can change that if we wanted. And let's, of course, do our spectrum. This is a fairly respectable view now for a group bus. If I wanted to change, let's say I wanted to go a little bit wider, and I like this view because I wanted horizontal meters there, you could do that. Let's press play. All right, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Now, let's add some more, actually. Why not have a little bit of fun? Let's go to our, here we go. I like this one. All right, now this is all completely resizable. Check it out. I could do this. I could do this. This is actually really nice right now. I like this one. And I could do something like, watch this. Something like that. And you can drag each module around. Let's say I wanted to move it like that. I can bring this anywhere I want. Now let's customize it even further. So now you know that you can insert a module, create any blend of these visual aids for the audio. Again, think specific. We did it on our overheads, our drum bus, our group bus. I even have it on some acoustic guitars I can show you. Do you have to see everything all the time? No, you really don't. If you want to remove a module, just come up here and close it and you're good to go. I could do something like this. I could do something like this. I actually really like this view. Let's change the color scheme of our spectrogram. Let's come up here and we could leave it on group if we wanted, left and right again. Remember, I'll show you how to do that now. We could toggle this one off by selecting it and make channel 1 left, channel 2, the right channel, green. And let's change our colors now. Let's go to this pink color for left, and for the right, we'll do this purple color because we can. And I will set the, let's make it a little bit faster and leave it on groups, and we're good to go. Oh, I think I let, oh, there it was coming in right there. Okay, so now I got left is pink and the right side was a purple color. If it's too slow for you and you want it, you can change the response time as fast as you want or as slow as you want. You can find a way that it gives you exactly how you want to see as much as what you want to see. And then on our meters again, because I just love that I can do this. I don't want to see gray there. I want to see green. And I don't want to see blue there. I want traditional yellow. And I don't see orange there. I want to see red, screaming red. I want to drive it red. There. We just created a custom visual reference tool and aid here in Halo Vision for our drums. This is really respectable. Now, if you wanted to save this, you could actually come up to our presets to talk about this. And under user, I could choose save as. And right here, choose save as, and it added this right here. Now, with these 3 dots, I'm going to choose rename, and let's call it, obviously, drum bus. And I will say Halo. Whenever I do a custom setting, you can see I always do my initials in the front, so I know it's something I created, and hit enter. Now I've got a drum bus preset that I created, and here it is. So let's talk about presets now. Presets that come with Halo Vision, of course, are amazing. NUGEN just nails it every time. Let's come up to our preset. You see that we have an undo and redo. You can scroll through presets with these arrows. All right. And the question mark will bring up information. You can access the manual if you want right there. And here's the best part. You have the installed presets. You have ones that you mark as favorites. You have all the presets, which will include the ones you customize, you create here, and your defined user presets. These are the ones I created. Now, here's another tip for you. If you're in the installed, for example, folder, and choose close, and I scroll through presets, it's only going to scroll through presets in, let me see, where am I? Oh, installed, favorite. Let's go to, okay. If I go to user, as I was saying, it'll only scroll through presets that are in that folder. It's only scrolling through my created presets. See that? They all have the CL in the front for my initials. And if you go to all, as I showed you before, you'll be scrolling through all your presets. Okay. Okay, so let's go to all and close. All right, so keep in mind that if you're looking at, if you're browsing through presets, maybe to speed things up for you, you only want to work with your presets, go to user. You could add a folder anytime. Again, this is really great because if you're working on a specific project, a surround sound project or a stereo project, you could create a folder, name that folder, for example, Netflix. This one's for Amazon. This one's for HBO, and have a unique set of halovision modules, the real-time visual analysis modules to help you based on the standards from those production companies. Keep that in mind. Let's go to user, and here's one that I created called All I Need, and choose close. Again, this is just a basic general one representing a good balance of what and how I like it. Okay, let's scroll through my presets. This one's called All I Need. This is the drum bus one that we just created, which I really like. Things look and sound great. This is one that I use on my master bus. The master bus one needs a little tweaking. I'm still working on this one. Okay, just meters and haze and location. There. All right, let's do a couple more. Let's go to our bass and let's bring in some acoustic guitars here. All right, let's have a little bit more fun. You can see I just love this. I just love everything NUGEN makes. Here on my acoustic group, here's my acoustic guitars. I have halovision. And this is called high inspection. This is a nice, beautiful visual analysis aid for this type of melodic instrument. Because I can hear that my left channel is a little louder. You can see the location meter giving me a nice strong signal, leaning a little bit to the right side there. I really love customizing this for unique groups of audio types of music, instruments actually. And you can see right here that I have a little bit of a low end here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right there. As it strums, I got a little bit of a bump around 90. See that? The dark blue right there when I'm holding the chord out? Now, why is this important? Because if I'm balancing not just levels, remember, you're also balancing frequencies. The balance of the frequencies often have to work with the end results. And this here, this meter right here, location, is great for that. And I love using this on acoustic guitars for that reason. I could see that my left acoustic guitar has a little bit more low end than my right side. Now this could work perfectly fine because based on the mix with the other instruments, in my master bus, my end results, everything could work, obviously. But this is giving me specific tailor information on the balance of the acoustic guitars because I put this just on my acoustic guitar bus. All right, so I want to show you, you know, how to make, again, to circle back, how to make halovision work for you and these visual analysis tools. It just doesn't start and stop at meters and spectrograms. Putting it on specific groups is the best advantage, you know, because you want to customize it for drums, customize it for acoustic guitars, customize it for vocals, customize it for your master and group buses like that. And that way, along the way, as your mixes grow and progress, you have the reliable tools to help guide you. And again, you know, we're human beings, your ears are going to get tired, and being able to rely again on halovision is a super bonus. It's the way to really an advantage in today's digital audio, because if you're not using professional analysis tools like this, then you may be making your job a lot more harder for yourself. So think of it that way. Okay. Now I'm looking at the master bus. I'm looking at the analysis. I'm analyzing the acoustic guitars now, not just on the acoustic bus, but on the master bus. Because if you had some master bus compression, it obviously would affect it again. So analyzing your audio doesn't start and stop at a group. It's cumulative. There's processes along the way. So I wanted to show you this. So here's the master bus, and here it is on the acoustic bus right here. So here it is on the acoustic, and there it is coming through the master bus. I'm checking the phase. See, that might have some phase issues by the time it, see, you want it as green as possible. So this is actually giving me some necessary information here. I may have some guitar phasing issue here going on that I need to fix now. There, I'm glad we did that. Okay, so now we've covered quite a bit here. I have had my eye on the chat quite a bit. Paul, thank you for chiming in there. Again, we've been looking at Halo Vision by the great folks at NUGEN Audio. This plugin just came out this month, depending on when you're watching this. Either if you were able to join us live, great. If you're going to watch this in the future, please leave your creative comments below. We at Music Marketing and at NUGEN, we just love what we do. We want you to become part of our family today. Don't forget to like and subscribe these videos and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of future live streams. I love doing these live streams. I love being able to interact with you in real time, and I love following up with you if you're going to join us later on in the future. So we've been looking at Halo Vision here by NUGEN Audio. It is customizable, real-time, completely dependable analysis software that is going to make your work easier, more intuitive, and sound better every time. My name is Carlo Libertini. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next live stream. Peace.